Hi Virgo, here is a general look at your solar chart for December 2012. And just before I speak about what might be coming up over the month ahead for you on a personality level, I just wanted to zoom out a little bit and look at the bigger picture and speak about this December, which is the famous one. It's the one that's had all the coverage and films made about it and so on. And on the winter solstice on the 21st, the moon is going to be in Aries, which is an indication of new beginnings. The sun will be conjunct an asteroid called Juno, which I don't usually bring the asteroids into my thinking when I'm doing the forecasts every month. But it is significant anyway, and it's worth a mention. The sun will be conjunct Juno and in a very wide conjunction with Pluto, but that will tighten up over the rest of the month. Juno represents a sort of collective remembering, really, and this will very likely be applied to why we as spiritual beings of light, having an experience in a physical body, in a physical dimension, came down here in the first place. Particularly want to be here during this very pivotal moment in Earth's long history. And I think from the 21st of December, once we've done this amazing lineup, this lineup with the galactic center, where we get a clean, clear shot at that galactic center, vibrationally speaking, and of course we're right on it now. In fact, we've been right on it for several years, but this will be the day when everything is lined up together. From there on, we will be reminded more strongly and increasingly of the contracts connected to our deep past and our soul family and our spiritual path. And there will be quite, I think, over the years to come, as this energy is still here, but it'll slowly be just waning, but it's still for very many years of it to come. There will be sort of spontaneous awakenings and rememberings. There's been a huge amount of stirrings going on already over many, many years, and the energies have been intensifying, and I think the frequencies that are bombarding this planet are going to be intensified even more over 2013. December the 21st, 2012 is a turning point moment when the Sun and Juno and Pluto, but also all the other planets, are going to be helping us emerge from the long winter, the long galactic winter lasting 25,626 years, and into the first rays of the galactic spring. Because from what I've been told by my guides, it's not just us that are shifting. It's the whole shooting match. It's every single level, every single plane, every single dimension. And that's why we're getting such a lot of interest, because it's very important how well we do here. But of course we're doing it blind, almost, not quite, but sort of unconsciously, whereas the other levels are very conscious of what's happening. But we're coming into the level of consciousness now. And we begin to awake from this long sleep of forgetfulness. For whatever the reason, that's where we've been, from what I gather and from what I feel. That's where we've been for these many thousands of years. And our solar system will start orbiting back towards the galactic center and not away from the galactic center as it has been for many thousands of years. And we will then be helped by this reviving light from the center of the galaxy to start waking up and remembering our purpose, the truth, coming home to that truth of ourselves, our origins as beings of light. And as we begin the age of Aquarius, the long remembering will really get into gear in earnest, and it's already begun, but it's really going to become more, and we will begin to remember our origins at the beating heart of love and unity, at the source of all things, which lives within us. And we will come back, if Juno's got anything to do with it, we will come back into right relationship with the mothership, which is Mother Nature herself and Mother Earth herself. So those are some thoughts. I hope to be able to find time to put another video out, because there's lots more aspects and so on, but that's kind of the nutshell version. And now for what's coming up in December on for you Virgo children, on the level of personality. And this month, very likely the sun is going to be right at the root of your chart, so there's going to be more focus on base of operations, wherever that is. A lot of people are away over the sort of festive period, but wherever you are, real strong focus of activity going on there, and with family members, family matters, also the neighborhood, the community, and property could be a feature for some of you, and also a space inside, outside. And then after the 16th, very much feeling good in that space, feeling good with the people around, wanting to embellish things, decorate things, whatever it is. And for you, your gaze will tend to be a little bit, the center of you will be more inward until the 21st. And also it will be very empowering for you Virgos to connect with Mother Nature at this time as well, and feel the good that that brings. And then from the 21st, there's a more creative, outgoing, extrovert, less sort of sensitive, shall I say, vibration around. And then when the Sun makes a perfect conjunction with Pluto on the 29th, 30th, there could be a little bit of inner turmoil going on there for some reason. But because the energies are so intense at the moment, just you'll be able to feel, in your gut, what is the right thing to do, and not get too tangled up in the details and the analysis in the brain. But it's the gut that will very much be kind of helping you feel your deeper instincts and your deeper knowing. Until the 11th, Mercury continues in a very outgoing, chatty area of your solar chart, also to do with communications equipment, vehicles, media, anything like that. And there's likely to be increased communications through speaking, writing, or any other form of creative self-expression going on. Great time to make connections with people, to do, buying, selling, that kind of thing. And then from the 11th, and by the way, on the 11th, just be careful that you don't sort of overlook something which is on a practical level, maybe, excuse me, because there's some Neptune around there. So and you get the wrong end of the stick, or somebody else does, or you're not clear about something, or you haven't quite grasped something, or there's just some sort of confusion going on and cross wires there. But it's a blip, basically. So from the 11th, discussion could center around members of the family, or be very much with members of the family or extended family, tribe, neighbors, community. Conversations could be about a space, an inside space, an outside space, but definitely you feeling a little bit more, your thinking and your emotions being quite close together there, and maybe you looking back to the past at that time from the 11th, Virgo, thinking about the past, reflecting upon things, being aware of a certain tradition to do with the past, but also parents as well, or anybody parental, and just a legacy, maybe it could be. But whatever's going on, feelings are likely to be near the surface, and certain communications could really stir things up. But it's going to be supportive, I think. Particularly from the 16th onward, on the emotional level, very supportive for you. Venus is also in your communication sector until the 16th, and this transit could mean warmer relationships with siblings or soul brothers and sisters, and also, daily experiences will be maybe more entertaining, or maybe it's not like that. Maybe it's what you hear around you, what you're hearing is lyrical, or what you're thinking or writing is more lyrical, poetic, or what you're hearing is softer, and you're coming across in a softer way, or a more convincing, persuasive way if you need to, if it's to do with, like a buying, selling situation. And if you need to bury the hatchet, if you need to settle a feud, then this is a great position here. Venus in this area of your chart, you can do very well when negotiating, or very well when just, being more articulate, because it adds sort of grace, flow and fluency to any kind of interaction, but also what you're hearing as well. So that's good news. And then from the 16th, Venus beams a very friendly, a warm light into the roots of your chart. It's very much like having underfloor heating in a way. That's the image that pops into my mind, and it could be very, as I say, supportive, connecting with community or family members. You could benefit through property. Or just enjoy a property or a space, that you prefer in some ways, but also very sociable, very sort of chummy, friendly feelings, not too far away. And also you're wanting to embellish a space, or enjoying the beauties of where you are. A good time for you to be connecting with nature as well, and connecting with family members or extended family, and just feeling the good that brings. Mars is going to be in a more playful and for some romantic area until the 26th. So if you're listening to this in November, it's already there. It's also an area very much linked to children, young people, and you just feeling less guarded, less sort of having to be too kind of judgmental, and mostly towards yourself, Virgo, and just being more spontaneous, relaxed, and it's a good time to plunge into fun activities, definitely to offset the slightly sort of sensitive area that the Sun and Mercury are going to be in. And it's just plunge into things that make you feel good, that put a smile on your face, but also you're more likely to be in the flow of that, entertainments, just encounters which are entertaining. And for some of you, it could mean that you are feeling empowered by doing something which wouldn't strictly be called entertainment. It might be kind of called work, but you just really enjoy doing it. And romance could be here as well, very much so for you Virgos, because Mars in this area can manifest someone, or in some way put you center stage, and you feel quite sort of warm by the admiring eyes that are sort of coming your way, or admiring sort of attention, should I say, coming your way. And then from the 26th, Mars moves into more sort of, it's into your house of the zodiac, so all about, service, being there for others, working hard, really sort of helping out. And you can be, get a lot done, but just don't tire yourself out, Virgo. After all, it is the festive season, and just, do what you can, as it were, and just also you might feel, there's a lot of hustle and bustle around you, like a lot going on maybe, or maybe it's not that, maybe you're kind of feeling a little bit of friction with somebody in a kind of practical environment, or a service orientated environment, or health orientated environment can be, and so just don't take on too much, and don't overdo it. And that's it for December. And if you want to know what Jupiter and Saturn and the other slower moving planets are doing, that's on my website. But also find your rising sign or your moon sign if you know them, and see what is happening there. And then you can weave that together, synthesize that to see what's coming over the next month. And I hope you have a happy time, whatever you're doing over this festive season. And I will see you the next time.